Alright, so tonight we are going over the Horde. We'll see what Horde figures I have. So let's get to it. Alright, before we do, cheers. Sea Dog Blueberry, one of my favorites. Alright, here we go. Well, if you're gonna have a Horde, you need troopers. So we have Horde troopers. I just have the Origins ones right here. They look like. So I bought one of these when they first came out, but I also ended up buying one on clearance. I figured, well, geez, for the price, gonna have an army builder. So we have a couple Horde troopers, but also for army builders here, I had bought this one as well when it came out, and then I bought one on clearance. So we have Ski Tour. So I display the two different heads here. If I can just get them to stand up. So this head, and then the alternate one. These being both Origin figures. I don't have any vintage there. We're gonna move on to the vintage figures. There's a couple here I'm gonna go over. The first one being Dragstore. Now I don't have the ripcord that came with it, and this isn't the weapon. I don't believe this is the weapon that came with it. I can't remember what color the weapon is, but I don't think it's gray. Anyway, that's Dragstore. But what he has is he has a wheel here. What you do is you have him with his arms up and his stomach on the floor, and there's this ripcord that would go right in through here and out here, and you and then send him flying. That was a common feature with toys using that mechanism. Road Ripper has the same one, but anyway, I figured I'd mention that for those who may not know. But there's Dragstore. And the next one we have Modulock. Now this isn't the gun that came with him. This is one that I had. This is the vintage one. I didn't buy the Origins one. Really, one Modulock's good enough for me personally. So let's see, the next character up is, we'll go Origins. We'll go Origins Leech. Just because this is the alternative head. I thought this was cool. And the alternative hands, although he looks kind of funny with the alternative hands, but they're actually fingers. Although his feet are still suction cup. But yeah, that's the Origins one, so I figured I'd display that alternative head and hands there. See if I can get him to stand up. That would be great. Here we are. Alright, and then I have the vintage. This is a figure I had growing up, Leech. Again, this isn't the weapon that came with the vintage figure. It's just one that I had that was extra. But this was kind of a cool feature. You put them on the glass or whatever, and then you use this to get the air out. You can hear it. But that was a cool feature back then, and you could lick the hands here and then have them stick on the window as well. Yeah, the vintage Leech. Let's go another one that I had growing up. I really came into a lot of these figures later in the line. And the Horde was really kind of more She-Ra, I recall, in the cartoon, if I remember correctly. But this is Mantenna. His eyes go out. And he does have like one of those bows, but I don't have one for him. But yeah, that's Mantenna. So the vintage one. And this is the cartoon collection one. I really love this one. This one is so cool. This is what he looks like in the cartoon. A very drastic difference from what you get with the figure, but that happens quite often with these, but that's okay. I love that Mantenna. Great figure. Let's see. Another one I had growing up. We have Grizzlor. It's a vintage figure. He has a little bit of crazy legs, so I have to have the stand. Again, not the weapon that really came with him. It's just an extra one that I had laying around. So I gave it to him. The next Grizzlor is that sketch one, which I think is really awesome. I love the sketch one. Like these come off if you want them to. These do as well. But just the look to this figure is really cool. I like it. I love it. So yeah, cool sketch, concept art there for Grizzlor. Now, this is a Super 7 figure. I really like this one. This is Shadow Weaver. Get the cape, cloth cape. Just gonna be careful of that. Have a wand to stand, but very, very nice figure. I was really happy to have this. Pick this up. I have most of the Super 7 figures. They did some clear ones in gold I wasn't interested in, but I have pretty much all the main figures from that line. Alright, so the next one is Mattel Creations. So this is Voltak from the She-Ra cartoon. He comes with this little robot, but really neat. I'm part of, Club Grayskull, so I had first opportunity to order this. If you're part of Club Grayskull, you have a kind of a leg up in terms of purchasing figures. I don't know if this one sold out or not, but like I love that to have that option to be part of that club and have first kind of dibs with the Mattel Creations figures. So I love it. I think it's worth it. I don't know what other people think, but I like it. If you don't, that's okay. It's your opinion. You can have one. Alright, and the next one, Hordak. And I have a ton of Hordak. We'll start off with the vintage figure. I had this guy when I was growing up. Unfortunately, doesn't have the cape or his weapon. So, I don't know, when you find a figure and it's really cheap, sometimes it's hard to pass up, honestly. Okay. The next one is the Super 7 cartoon Hordak, which I really love this figure. I love the way this figure looks. However, unfortunately with the gun, like it doesn't really fit his hand. I don't like that design. This is probably the only complaint I have about this line. Other than you have to be really careful, they can be fragile. But the fact that this doesn't fit very well on his hand, that's my biggest gripe out of that line. But yeah, Hordak, this is the cartoon Filmation Hordak. I don't have the Origin one. I have this one, and that's good enough for me. One Hordak I didn't think I was going to pick up, but he just looked so cool. I ended up having to, and that is the Turtles of Grayskull Hordak. This one is just super cool because he's got the gun there and just the colors here, but the fact that he has wings as well. Just a Hordak that I was like, man, this is pretty badass. I gotta have this. It's a belt, but I like that Hordak. That's a good one. Good variation. Come on. And I'm pretty critical about adaptations of figures or characters. I'm just gonna leave him laying down. Maybe he's tired. Alright, and the last Hordak is the sketchbook. Actually, no, I have one more. I'm sorry. The sketchbook Hordak. I really like that. I love the fact that they're doing these concept art figures. So kind of have like a subset of figures that I'll probably display them that way. Because there have been a few. Okay, so last one. This is Buzzsaw Hordak. This one was on clearance, so I picked him up. Unfortunately, the weapon, the white bow, actually broke, so that stinks. But yeah, Buzzsaw Hordak. One I got on clearance, so I couldn't pass him up. All right, that is the Horde. That's what I have for the Horde for right now. There is another Grizzlor that's coming out, the cartoon, the filmation style, which I'm probably going to get. But yeah, that's it for my Horde for now. So until next time, see you, bye.